Show. This is the Oddball Show, a podcasting collaboration with JP Live Productions and Oddball Magazine.
Good evening, all you mages and miscreants. This is indeed the Oddball Show. My name is Prof, and I represent the hip-hop haberdashery known as JP Line Productions. My co-host, the man behind the powerfully poetic Oddball magazine, Mr. Jason Wright, could not be here tonight, but he's with us always in spirit, probably through some use of the Force, and you can find him and his jagged thoughts at oddballmagazine.com. On the show tonight, we're discussing a topic that seems to have been washed away in our modern news torrent, though it is directly affecting 3.5 million American citizens 6 months after its initial impact. On September 20th, Hurricane Maria hit the island of Puerto Rico as a Category 4 storm with sustained winds of more than 155 miles per hour. Less than 2 weeks after Hurricane Irma struck the island in Florida, Maria delivered mass devastation, leaving the island 100% without power and 64 people dead officially. We'll talk about that in just a second. 6 months later, efforts still remain in the emergency phase as opposed to recovery. 10% of its people are still without power, and more than 250,000 people have left the island with no signs of when they'll be able to return. The response of the U.S. government has come under heavy criticism, and the future of people already burdened by a broken economy and crumbling infrastructure are facing a certainly challenging future. My guest tonight is the host of a fundraiser for the ravaged island entitled Healing BORIKEN, a performance showcase this Thursday night, March 22nd at UTEC Lowell, featuring poetry and spoken word, native dance, fashion, hip-hop, and more. Here to tell us all about this great cause and jam-packed event, please welcome Chali'Inaru.
Dai Karaya, Dairi Chali'Inaru. Good evening. My name is Chali'Inaru. How are you?
Thank you very much for being here. We really, really appreciate it. We thank you for taking the time tonight.
My pleasure.
The cause that you're supporting, obviously, as I was just mentioning, is obviously very worthwhile and something that has gotten lost, I think, on a lot of the American public. Obviously, it's a story that was too big to ignore at the beginning, but obviously, as things go on, that becomes easier. But we're very excited tonight to talk about both the event on Thursday. And to start off, I just want to kind of go into a little background about the situation currently in Puerto Rico and your personal attachment to it and how that came to be. So what was it about this crisis that it makes it so important to you, and what is your personal connection?
Well, my personal connection, my friends and family. I still have a lot of them down there, and they're still suffering. It's important to me because me being Taino, our ancestors were the first ones there on that island, and our ancestors live within us, each and every one of us. And even though I'm not there physically, I still travel back and forth, but my heart is still in Boriken. And I just contacted one of my cousins, and it's 6 months later after this whole ordeal, and she still has no power.
I think it's so crazy.
6 months and still has no power. So she told me that the reason for that being was because she lives currently in Ciales, and they only put up one pole in that area.
Yeah.
Just one.
Yeah.
And it's not enough. So there's elders over there. So she said to me that the reason why they only put that one was because they're only trying to put it in a place that's convenient to them, not to the people.
Right.
I guess they didn't want to get far deeper to where it's actually really a necessity, but they're putting it where they can just, okay, this looks like a good spot, let's put it here.
Right. Well, can you actually, let me ask you this real quick. Ciales, for those of our listeners who don't know, is that more, how rural versus urban is Ciales?
It's more like towards the mountain.
because that is definitely, that's one of the other things that I've read and heard a lot about, is that the impact on some of those areas is super, like is devastating. Like those, a lot of those areas are still 100% without power, though the country itself is back to, you know, like somewhere in the range of 90%. Areas like that are more rural are, you know, completely left without power, and many of them still with running water problems.
Right.
So
yeah, and her problem is also, well, their problem is that, you know, because without the power, they don't have the power to, you know, have the refrigerators go in, and they need ice. And she was telling me that, you know, the good thing is that she still has a job, so she goes to work, and at her place of job, she'll bring bags, you know, fill like empty bags and fill them with ice to just bring them to whoever she can, just so they can, you know, use that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, because that is one of the bigger impacts too that we forget about with electricity. It's not just lights. It's not just, you know, TVs and other technology. It's basic stuff like refrigeration that really, you know, I mentioned in the intro that the official death toll still, or at least it was the end of last month, was, you know, still officially 64. But most of anybody who is reported on the ground, or in many of the accounts coming from the country, are that it's as high as 1,000 and even higher.
Right.
Because of things like that, not necessarily got hit by the hurricane itself, but the devastation afterwards. And, you know, you have some kind of medical, either a medicine or a device that needs electricity, and your whole town is out.
Right. And a lot of elders are, you know, passing on due to the fact, because they don't have that power to be able to, for their life support, for ventilator, the machines, anything that they need, obviously the electricity. And that's the part that they don't report in the news. Is like, oh yeah, there's like 2,000 people dead right now, you know, and they're not going to tell you that.
It's crazy.
But it's not until you speak to your family members and you hear them crying on the phone, like, what do we do? What do we do? And all you could do is just stay strong. We're here. Reason for my Healing BORIKEN is because it's not only just to help people, you know, monetarily wise, or, you know, and physically, but mostly mentally, because there's also suicides happening because they can't deal with it.
Suicides on the island have tripled.
Worst part. Yes.
Which is crazy to think about, that's an effect you would not necessarily, you know, that would not necessarily pop to your mind, but the mental effect that it has living in that. Because one thing to go through something and know that you're going to come out on the other side, that relief is going to come, your house is going to be restored eventually. I think at the end of last month, there were 60,000 homes still without roofs. I think the idea of what is going to come is certainly provides hope. And that to me is one of the more difficult things to wrap my brain around, is what do you do when you're not really sure that what's going to happen?
That's true. The struggle is definitely real. And some of our tribal members are actually in Boriken now helping with the rebuilding. So they're down there planting crops and rebuilding roofs for whoever needs it and stuff like that. There's actually a foundation that's recruiting people just to go down there and help with that. I think that's great. There's some people actually going over there next week, as a matter of fact.
Yeah? From around here, you're saying?
No, this particular person actually was contacting me about Healing BORIKEN, and they wanted to come, but then they ended up getting word that they needed this particular person because of the farming aspect, the knowledge that he had. So I said, go, you know, what are you waiting for? Yeah. I'd rather you go over there. Don't worry about Healing BORIKEN. I'd rather you go over there and do what you can over there. And so that's what they're going to do next week.
You mentioned it a couple times, kind of in passing, but the organization through which your fundraiser works, and we're going to get to talking about the event in just a little bit in the second half, but the organization through which the fundraiser is channeled is the Confederation for the United Taino People.
Yes.
And can you talk a little bit about that background and exactly what that is? Because I have some idea, but I know a lot of our listeners do not, and I think it's pretty central to the way that we think about this particular struggle for people in Puerto Rico. So, could you just give a little background to what that is?
So the United Confederation of Taino People, it's a Caribbean indigenous leadership. It has an initiative and an intertribal authority. It's inspired by our ancestors, by our Taino culture and our indigenous confederacies, as well as contemporary initiatives. We have members throughout the Lesser Antilles, as well as the United States and beyond that. We're dedicated to the promotion and protection of our human rights and cultural heritage and our spiritual traditions of the Taino and other Caribbean indigenous peoples of our present and future generations. Our cacique is our chief. Cacique is the word for chief in Taino. Roberto Mucaro Borrero. He is the founder and president also of the United Confederation of Taino People. And
he's going to be there on Thursday, right?
Yes, he is. He's one of our speakers. He's phenomenal. He travels around the world with UCTP, talking about everything. I can't even bring it down to one thing. He talks about everything, and has a seat in the United Nations, and we've been recognized as a people since 1998, and since then. So we, as a people, we get together and we try to help as best as we can with whatever we can. Our tribe is pretty big. He is the chief of our Yucayequeguainia. That's the name of our tribe. Our Taino people are split up in many different tribes, but our cacique is our cacique to our tribe.
Right on.
But
okay.
Yeah.
I think it's super interesting. Not only just learning a background that I don't know, but I think the idea that the group behind the relief efforts are a group of the people and of the indigenous people, as opposed to the Red Cross or the U.S. government, some other organization that doesn't have that same attachment and doesn't have the perspective of the people in mind with any decision that they're making.
I agree.
So is the Confederation, is their work widespread across the area? Because I know that other islands were even which island was hit first before Maria was devastated even worse somehow than Puerto Rico?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, the UCTP is all over the place. We also have a liaison named Ty Pelicier that's out of Florida. So whatever needs to be done over there, she's handling it. She actually just got back from a presentation that she did in New Zealand regarding UCTP, which is amazing. And Cacique also just got back from Germany with another presentation for UCTP. So it's everywhere. Wherever, since the 1998 recognition, our Cacique, being chief and president of UCTP, has made sure that relief efforts for everywhere is done. And he just continues to do that. So he's an amazing, he's an amazing chief, and we all love and respect him.
That's really amazing. And so we'll talk a little bit more about who else is going to be there, but he will be there on Thursday. So he alone is worth the being in attendance.
Absolutely.
What was I just about to ask you? We do want to talk more about the artists and some of the other people that are going to be there. This is what I ask. So you have a goal of 5,000 for the night. Is that correct in donations? Suggested.
That is correct. Yes. Suggested.
All right. And do you know how the UCTP will be spent? What specifically are their goals for that money?
So UCTP, they've been doing this for a while. This is not just now. This has been going on since last year. And what they do is they have these relief care packages that the people of Puerto Rico itself has been asking for, not necessarily just a ton of food and a ton of water, but it's hot in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
It's hot. So they need, stuff to help with that. They also need mosquito netting because now so you have to think about it. The people in the mountains are near rainforest. There's no trees. The trees are all over the place now. So now bugs and mosquitoes and everything are everywhere. So they need netting. The UCTP is also providing straw filters. So it's like they can filter water through these straws. Mosquito repellent, stuff like that.
Right on. I mean, so that's still emergency. That's like relief mode instead of recovery mode still, and it's both heartening and disheartening to know that that effort is not necessarily being taken care of by the U.S. government, but it's also heartening to know that there are groups working to make that kind of thing happen.
Yeah, so that's what they're doing. And then on top of that, they're also, like I said, some of our tribal members are actually down there physically helping with the rebuilding, as well as distributing money to families who need it, and, maybe to help get a generator. I was talking on the phone with my cousin, and she told me that thank God that her brother sent her a generator and she was able to acquire that, because if she didn't have that, she'd be lost, according to her. So
now she's got to buy gas for that generator too.
Exactly.
And I heard that's a crippling cost.
That and driving there to go get it.
Right. Right.
Especially if you're on the top of the mountain, trying to get there is a task in itself.
I mean, that's really, what I was saying before, that those areas are hit super hard. Like, I mean, it's easy for us here in the States to separate it as to feel bad in theory, but to then think about just small issues of what would happen in that kind of situation, where electricity shut down, where basic infrastructure, communication is a big one. When that gets shut down and reliable communication is not in effect. Those are things we just don't think about, and I think there are easy parts to get lost in this that are basic to people's lives.
I think people here, like these snowstorms that we've been having, we're supposedly expecting another one tomorrow, and what do you see? Everybody running to the supermarket to go get their milk, bread, and eggs.
Right.
Puerto Rico, you can't do that.
No.
You can't go run and go get milk, bread, and eggs, because you can't find milk, bread, and eggs.
Yeah.
And people just don't realize what they have here. They overlook it. And when you don't have power, they want to cry, because, my power went out for 24 hours.
I am that person. I am that way. I'm telling you. My energy goes down, I start getting itchy. I start freaking out.
Right. Like people don't realize that, okay, you didn't have power for 24 hours, but look at our people on the island. It's been 6 months.
6 months.
6 months. It's been 6 months. And 200,000 people are still without power. Yeah.
Still, 2 days. 6 months to the day, in fact, after the hurricane hit. So.
Yep.
All right. So we are talking here with Chali'Inaru, and we're talking about Healing BORIKEN, and we're talking about the situation in Puerto Rico. We're going to take a quick break here just to do our what's going on with JP Line Productions and Oddball Magazine, just to touch base with who we are and what we do. And then we're going to come back in the second half and talk about some of the talented artists that you can come see on Thursday night at UTEC Lowell. Yeah. So normally I think Jason would kick it off. Jason is not here tonight, and I wasn't going to mention where he is, except for the fact that he published it. So I don't want to overlook that. Jason is in the hospital today. I don't know much about his situation or what has put him there, but he published his Jagged Thought, which is his weekly column, Jagged Thoughts, from the hospital. So his Jagged Thought number 216 is up on Oddball Magazine today. Jagged Thought number 216, titled Vraylar. So definitely go check that out. Our thoughts are with Jason on a speedy recovery, and He is the editor-in-chief and creator and founder of Oddball Magazine, which you can find at oddballmagazine.com. They are poetry, art, and entertainment for the masses, and they have I don't know, one of the most active poetry magazines that I've ever seen, with some really great continuing contributors. Definitely worth your time. Please come check it out. And if you are a poet or any kind of aspiring writer, submit to them. They love submissions. So oddballmagazine.com. My name is Prof. I represent the JP Lime side of what we do here at the podcast. JP Lime Productions. We are your role with a crunchy hip hop center. We run JPL Magazine over at our website, and we are a hip hop production company from Boston. So on our website, you can find our music at all times. You can find links to some of our videos, including our rap flashback, our monthly hip hop history lesson, and right now you can see our music video for our song "What You Need." We also have we like to write about all kinds of different things. We obviously read about hip hop, but I like to write about comic book movies and television. We read about art, sports, and recently, Spaceman, who is one of our three of the triumvirate that is JP Lime, has launched 1981 & Co., which is a photography and visual art studio, for lack of a better word. You can follow him at 1981 & Co. on Instagram, and now every week you can catch updates from what he's doing and selling, and he's been selling prints of some of his work, so you can get all the information on how to get those at this week at 1981 & Co. You can find that at the website, jp9productions.com. We also we'll have footage coming up this week from Tyler Durden, our hip hop duo. Had a show on Sunday out in Worcester at the Raven. It was a really great mix of talent. Some very young and very talented musicians took the stage, and we'll have some footage from that show coming up later this week. And then at the end of the week, from me, you'll either have I finally saw Justice League, so you'll have my unhappy review, or you will have the next edition of Welcome to the Swamp, my fictional tale of a despotic government based on the Florida coast. So that's what's going on at jp9productions.com. As always, you can find all kinds of links to what's going on with Boston hip hop. You can find we simulcast some of the stuff from Oddball Magazine, including Jason's Jagged Thoughts. Yeah, that's who we are. We are your world with a crunchy hip hop center. Please come check us out at jp9productions.com. Also at JP Lime on Twitter and Instagram. And on Facebook too. So that's what's going on this week. Plenty of varied content between the two websites. Tonight on the podcast, we are talking about Healing BORIKEN, an event going on this Thursday at UTEC Lowell. Chali'Inaru, thank you very much for being here. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure.
So I want to talk about some of the people that are going to be there on Thursday. But I wanted to ask about UTEC Lowell. Seems like a great place. I don't know much about it, but looking into it, seems like a community youth-based kind of location. How did you end up doing your show there?
Well, UTEC Lowell, it's 3 minutes down the street from my house. So
all right.
It was extremely convenient. So my daughter, my oldest daughter, Sadira, she's one of the counselors there.
Oh, excellent.
And yes, which made it very, very convenient due to the fact that she's also, because she works there, she's able to use this space for projects.
Right on.
And so Healing BORIKEN became her project, or a service project rather, via AmeriCorps. And that was the reason why I was able to do it there.
That's awesome.
I can't get elaborate with UTEC because I've never gone there before until she told me. And that's when we discussed it. And she was like, I think I can pull this off here in this space as a service project and make it happen. So I went with it.
Well, I mean, it really is a great place. I was just reading up on them that it's a lot of community and street outreach. There's gang peacemaking. It's a lot of youth-based activity and entertainment stuff that goes on. So I don't know. I think you seem to be in a great place at UTEC, and we commend you.
Thank you. I'm really grateful. I'm extremely grateful for this space. They do actually do a lot of activities there, and I know that the youth that are counseled there, they also do retreats, and they go on these amazing retreats at absolutely stunning places, and I think it's great. So if anyone needs to contact UTEC, definitely do so, because it's a worthwhile place to go.
Excellent. So that'll be in our pertinent links. I didn't mention this earlier. I usually do what's going on, but there'll be a pertinent link section going up on the website on the podcast. So we'll put that in there along with anything else that we think is important information for you to have. Links to the UCTP website, links to UTEC Lowell, and obviously links to the Facebook to get you to UTEC on Thursday. We mentioned earlier, tell me if I say his last name wrong, Cacique Borrero. We mentioned him already. And so you have two speakers. Josie Leon, is he the other speaker for the night?
Josie. Josie Leon, yes, she's my other speaker. She's an amazing, talented, passionate woman. She's amazing. She actually just recently came back from Boriken. She went over there to teach elementary students dance. She is a choreographer.
Excellent.
She has been teaching since she was 17. And she's been doing the Puerto Rican Festival of Boston with her troupe. She's the head of Fuerza dance troupe and Tropicales dance group.
All right.
So if anyone has ever been to the Puerto Rican Festival in Boston and seen the girls dancing, that's her troupe.
Right.
There's two of them. Yeah, she's amazing. And because she was just recently there, she's going to be at Healing BORIKEN talking about her experience while being there and what she saw, what was recorded and videoed. And she's also going to be performing a poem as well as having the girls do a dance.
Awesome.
So it's going to be amazing. Yes.
That is really cool. So then in our promotion this week, we'll definitely be trying to connect with them because I'm sure they're on Twitter and Facebook. So we'll be looking for that too, because we'll get you information on the Tropicales. And you say the Fuerza dance troupe? Those are two? Excellent.
Yeah, those are the two. Yeah.
Right on. So she's one of the two speakers, and you said she'll be talking about her trip. And what will Cacique Borrero be talking about? Do you know?
Pretty much the Confederation. He wants everyone to know what we're all about, you know, where the monies are going, you know, what we're doing, what's the whole purpose of this. So, and, you know, his experiences.
Right on. Well, that's amazing. So those are two speakers, and then you have a quite a diverse list of talent. I'm just going to rattle off a couple, and then you can tell me whoever else it is that you think we should make sure that people know about. Mark Brack, is he a guitarist?
He is.
That's Big Daddy Brack?
Big Daddy.
Awesome.
Gotta love him. Oh, he's amazing. He's so talented. I can't, he has more talent in his little pinky. I don't even know how he does this. He has a band, Big Daddy Band, and he plays guitar, and he just taught himself how to play saxophone. Yeah, he's unbelievable. And he is an artist. He paints. So let me just tell you a little bit about Mark really quickly.
Right
he decided, unfortunately, he stopped playing for a little while due to the fact that he got carpal tunnel. So he stopped for playing and decided to pick up a paintbrush, and magic happened. He did not stop. He just started painting all these artwork that just came out of nowhere. It was like in his soul, and he threw it on canvas, and it's exquisite.
Awesome.
So it's been all over Lowell, and he's already sold a lot of his work. But yet he still he still dabbles in his music, so he's gonna be performing because that was, his first baby.
You're not gonna show any of the paintings? You're not gonna do a little art show?
I asked him if he wants to bring some. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna say, you know what? You need to bring at least like 70.
I'm saying it seems like the right environment. You got the fashion show going on that night.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, wow. Like you could see if you go on his Facebook page, you will see his incredible work. He mesmerizes me. Oh my gosh, so talented.
Facebook page. We'll definitely be linking that. Because I listened to 2 songs getting ready for the podcast, and he really is deep blues, soulful voice.
Oh, very soulful. Oh my.
I mentioned a second ago, you get the House of Nadra, the fashion house coming through.
Yes, Nadra. She's extremely talented too. She's a fashion designer, African fashion designer. She makes these African modern clothing that is just, when the girls put it on, they walk that runway. You can't help but just to stand there and stare with your mouth wide open because you're just left in awe. Yeah, so that's my headliner right there. I love watching everything that she makes.
Really is some awesome, powerful stuff.
Yes, very, very powerful.
I think I jotted down here. I like their statement. Brand that creates adornments and clothing to inspire one to remember their divinity, strength, and individual voice. I liked it a lot. All right, so you got fashion designer, we got a blues guitarist, we got a couple speakers. We have a guy that's somehow come across the Oddball radar before, Graffiti Notes.
Graffiti Notes, yes, he's amazing.
Yeah,
Fabian Washington. He actually did my Healing BORIKEN video that the minute he sent it to me and I started watching it, I was already in tears. He captured everything I wanted it to say, and then show that UCTP is about something.
Wait, the one you sent me earlier?
Yes.
Oh shit! All right, we're definitely gonna have to put that up on the website. That was.
Oh yes, that was totally I'm in Live. That was totally Fabian Washington. Graffiti Notes did that. He's a producer, does music, raps. He even plays a saxophone. Plays the piano. I don't think there's nothing he can do.
Right on.
Yeah. I can't wait for him to get here.
So we'll put up his I think it's on Bandcamp, but his 30 Balloons album is it's really good hip hop. I really like it a lot. So we'll definitely put that up, and we'll make sure to put that video up that he did for your cause too. That was amazing. I couldn't, my tears. I was just like in awe. Like, wow. Thank you, Fabian. Who else we got going on that night?
I have Dan McKenzie that's going to be doing some spoken word. I'm not too familiar if he's done stuff like that in the past. I just know that, he wanted to volunteer and help out with whatever he could, and that was what he offered, and I will take it.
Yeah, right on.
Absolutely.
I know you have a couple dance groups or performers going on.
So I have Eli Pabon, who dances hip hop as well as traditional bomba.
Oh.
I don't know if you know what bomba is, but it's inspired by our Taino culture. And it's a very traditional Puerto Rican dance, and it's like a calling to our ancestors. The drum is basically, we honor the drum, and before we dance, we give thanks to the drum because the drum is our heartbeat. And once we say, thank you, we let it go. It's our ancestors that are taking over our bodies and just doing the damn thing.
Awesome.
And she's going to start that off. And then we're also going to have skirts, bomba skirts, because there's, traditional skirts that you got to wear when you dance bomba. So there's going to be skirts there for the public if they want to join in
Nice.
and dance with us, and that's what we're gonna do.
Right on. I like it a lot. It's Bomba, Lady
Yeah.
Bon.
We have native dance. Oh yes, we have
Yes.
native dance. So my son, my 6-year-old, actually, let me start saying he's 7 because he'll be 7 next week. Tataniki. Tataniki means strong heart in Taino. He will be dancing a Native American dance for us after he reads our creation story. We have a Taino creation story, and he's going to read it out and basically teach people what our creation is all about, how Tainos became to be, and then end it by dancing.
That is super tight.
Yes. We dance a lot. We go to powwows. We travel all around New England with the powwow, and Tataniki loves it. He dances because there's competitions at the powwows, and when he makes his money, he's all about that.
Wait, how old is he? 7, you just say?
He's gonna be 7 next week.
Right on, Tatanigi. Good
yes, he's all about it. He will dance till his lungs collapse. But if he knows he's making some money, he's gonna do it.
Dope. So the creation story and native dance from Tataniki. I mean, I don't know how much more you can ask for. This is a jam-packed night with a suggested donation of $20. I don't know. I think you're getting your money's worth.
That's not all. I'm also providing food. But if you want to bring food,
ask. Yeah. You said you were going to
do a I'm providing food. I'm doing all the cooking for this event.
Awesome.
I'm preparing pernil, arroz con gandule, patitas de cerdo, habichuela. I'm keeping it real.
Right on.
But I also want it to be a potluck because I want people to come from all over. Bring your traditional dishes. And I did it for my birthday party in the summer, and I had people come from all over to bring whatever they wanted from their own cultures. And it was amazing. There was food that I've never even heard of that I tried that was amazing. So I really like that idea. So I incorporated that also in Healing BORIKEN. So, everyone can taste other people's culture. I think it's pretty cool.
So you're getting not just a night of entertainment, but you're getting some home-cooked, real Borican food, which...
absolutely.
Who could ask for more? All right, so let's talk some details. How do people find out how to get to your event?
So on Facebook, on the website, I have the event on there. It's Healing BORIKEN, and the address is on there. You can contact me via Chali'Inaru@gmail.com, which is CHALIINARU@gmail.com. Call me. 617-371-7820. But yeah, Facebook is your best bet.
Right on. Facebook event. So definitely Healing BORIKEN, BORIKEN. And all of that obviously will be up in the pertinent link section, and we'll be, tweeting it all out the next coming days too, because we really want to not only drive support for a great cause, but you'd be missing out if you don't get there. So we're doing it for you.
Yes. For the people.
For the people.
For the people.
For the culture. All right, so as it happens here at the Oddball Show, we tend to fly right through our hour, and we are closing in here on the end. We want to make sure that we shout out any other links and any other ways to get information about the causes raising funds for the devastation in Puerto Rico. But we're going to end with a list of 10 in just a moment. So, I hope everybody's prepared for that. Charlie, anything we didn't, Chali'Inaru, anything that we did not cover?
Yes. If you cannot attend Healing BORIKEN, that's okay, because we can receive donations through my PayPal. And my PayPal is blessed09@gmail. It's blessed without the second E. So BLESSD09@gmail. Or You can use UCTP's PayPal. All of that is on the website. It's also on Healing Boriken. So feel free to make a donation, 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 10.
Yeah.
We are grateful for whatever, $1, $5, $10, whatever you can. It's grateful. It's appreciated, and the Creator will thank you.
And that's how this works. We all get in on this together. We all donate. It does not have to be a lot from one person. That's how this works. Okay, so coming down the end of the hour here, we're going to close out as we normally do. We would normally do Jason's Jagged Thought, but he will not be here tonight. But please go check it out. It is published live today up on oddballmagazine.com. But we are going to end with the list of 10. Chali'Inaru, are you ready, even though you have no idea what's coming at you?
I told you I do not sleep with my mouth open.
All right, so now it's a list of 9.
Oh my gosh, what are you getting me into? I don't know about this.
The list of 10.
Okay,
Number 1.
Oh my gosh.
What time and place would you like to be, if not here and now?
I want to be in Hawaii. It's hot over there.
Hawaii. That's a good answer. I don't think anybody's ever said just like, I wish I was just sitting in Hawaii. I think that's a real solid first answer. You're off to a running start, my friend.
It's real talk, because I used to live there and I love it. It's real talk. If I want to be anywhere right now with that, if there's no drama, I'd be in Hawaii, chilling on Waikiki Beach.
I'm sorry, you lived in Hawaii and you don't anymore? That seems like
years.
It seems like something that it's you made a bad life decision if you left Hawaii. I mean, I don't know anything about your life decisions. In theory, that seems like a bad idea.
Let's just say that if I could have afforded to stay, I would not be here right now.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. All right. Number 2. What is the greatest advice you've ever received?
Oh my God. Be real.
Be real.
Be real. And that's all I am. You'll never meet anyone as realer than me.
Be real.
Yep.
Number 3. What would your superpower be?
Wow. Okay. Wow. You know what? I was just talking about this the other day and I couldn't make up my mind because I am such a superhero comic fan and I really, really like The Flash.
Yeah. All right.
And I want all of those powers.
You want to be able to like travel so fast that you go through time?
You know what? You know what I really like? I like being able to to open bridges and like gaps and I can just jump through it and end up somewhere else instantly. Dope. Yeah. That'd be kind of cool.
The one that we often run into that people can't decide. They're like, oh, I really would like this, but I would like to fly. You know, flying is like the one that like people think they should have a cooler one, but they really just want to fly.
No, I don't want to fly. I don't need to fly. You know what I really would like? I would really like to just, like you said, jump back in time. I would really go back to when my people first.
Oh, this is good.
I was like thinking about that the other day, that if I had one wish, I would so go back there and look it from outside in. Yeah. When Christopher Columbus came and landed, and I would have probably had a machete and chopped his head off, knowing what I know now.
Yeah, well, I don't know that anybody that knows what you know now would blame you too much. But I think time travel is super interesting. I think that's like really close to my second superpower, time travel, of forward or backward. But then you get into all kinds of questions about what would happen if you change time. Would then you exist? Oh, who knows?
Yeah, but that's like you can't mess with time though, because you come on.
But what if somebody already has, and this is the future of that messed up time? You have no idea. What if somebody's messing with it right now?
That's true, but you wouldn't even know either, due to the fact that something might change, like an arrow. Yeah. At one point, Diggs had a daughter, and now, or was it backwards? Did he have a son? No, I think he had a daughter and ended up with a son. Yeah, because the daughter was Sarah, and then they changed time through the Flash series, and now he has a son.
See,
Do you watch those at all?
No, I should watch Arrow and Flash because they, so the DC movies are pretty bad so far, but those two DC shows are like some of the best shows. I watch Agents of Shield, and
oh, you're a Marvel fan?
I'm a Marvel guy.
Oh, you're a Marvel fan. Oh,
if I had told you that at the beginning of the show, the show might not have happened, I suppose.
Oh, you're killing me right now.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
all right.
We might have to come back for a second show just to have that debate.
Yeah, I'm a DC girl. All right. Okay, I forgive you.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hey, so number four. Number 4, Biggie or Tupac?
What?
Biggie or Tupac?
Tupac. He's hot.
Missions as a rider.
Machiavelli.
I'm a Tupac guy too. I love Biggie, but I'm a Tupac guy.
I like Tupac.
Number 5, who is your favorite person?
Who is my favorite person? Aside from the creator and Atabe and all the semis? My favorite person. Can it be persons? Because my children are my favorite.
However you want to answer, your children.
My children are my favorite.
Right on.
Yeah.
And 7, and how old is your other?
My other 2 girls?
Yeah.
My oldest.
Oh, 2?
Yes, 2. My oldest is going to be 26 on April 14. Woo woo! Yeah. Shout out, Saudi!
Happy early birthday!
And then my baby girl just turned 22, March 3rd. Woo woo! Shout out, Tiara!
Yeah! Happy belated birthday!
Yeah.
Mine will turn a year, April 25th.
Oh, you have a baby girl. Girl, right?
Baby boy.
Baby boy, sorry, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't believe he's almost a year. It's crazy.
Dude, it goes by way too fast.
It's insane. And I'm with them every day, and it goes by way too fast. I don't know how, but I'm with them like all day, and somehow it just zips on by.
Yep.
All right, number 6. What is your quest?
What is to live every day as best as I can and continuously walk the red road, because that's what I am all about.
Walk the red road.
Okay, let me elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, the red road. I'm not Catholic. I'm not Jewish. I'm not Santera. I'm not none of those. I walk the red road. I follow the creator's path, and I just live life to the fullest as best as I can, doing the right thing, the good of the people, good for myself, good for my family. So the red road keeps me grounded, and I love it.
We're gonna have to find a link for the red road and put that in our pertinent links, because that's highly pertinent to what we're talking about. Number 7. Fill in the blank. All you need is blank.
Coffee.
Good answer. That is the truth.
Word to your mother. All you need is coffee. You'll be all right.
All you need is coffee. Number 8. Rock, paper, or scissors?
I have to pick one?
Yeah.
Rock, scissors.
Scissors. I don't know what it says about somebody's personality, but I think those things say something about your personality.
I do a lot of crafting. I make things. I need scissors in my life.
There you go. You have a personal attachment. Number 9. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I'm still growing? Okay. Like you. I want to be like you when I grow up.
I want to be like you.
I want to be like you. What do I want? That's a trick question because I'm happy. So, like in general, as a whole, so I want to be successful. But just living the way that I'm living, I feel as though that I am successful in my own kind of way.
So you're there.
So,
You're growing up, man.
well, no, because I'm always learning too every day. I'm not perfect, and I don't aim to be perfect, but I try. So I don't know. I want to be a traveler when I grow up. There you go.
There you go. I want to go sit on the beach in Hawaii.
Yes.
All right. Number 10. And this is the only one kept from the inspiration for the list of 10 from James Lipton's Inside the Act Studio. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear St. Peter say when you reach the pearly gates?
Who's that?
Who are you?
Didn't I just tell you I want the red road?
You specifically said you were not Catholic, nor am I, for that matter.
Yeah, so I'm like, who's that? Is that a saint? Is he somebody?
He's the gatekeeper for heaven.
Oh, okay.
He's the doorman.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that question because me being Taino, we're celestial beings, so it's like our body is just a vessel. I don't.
So let's rephrase this in a way that this is pretty good. When you are to leave that vessel, what is it that you would like to hear the Creator say?
Welcome.
There you go.
Welcome. Sit by me. Let's find you another vessel so we can do this all over again.
Awesome. There you go. That's certainly an answer we haven't had before. Let's find you another vessel.
Yes. As long as it's cute, I'll take it.
You have to have final cut. You have to make sure that,
absolutely.
Before you hop in, it's the right ride.
And I like being a female.
Yeah.
So, I mean, being a male would probably be interesting, but I like being a female,
So
I'll take it.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, you have survived the list of 10. Thank you very kindly.
I think I have a headache now. That was way too much thinking.
And now here comes 11 through 20.
You better go somewhere with
that. Like I said, when we're having a good time here in the Oddball Show, the hour seems to just run by us, which it has this evening. We've had some very interesting conversations about an ongoing crisis in Puerto Rico that is now today, like we said, to the day, 6 months in the making from the day the hurricane hit. There are many important efforts going on for relief and a lot that people should research and understand about it. But one going on in the very near future is Healing BORIKEN at UTEC Lowell this Thursday night. So make sure to get yourselves there. It's really worth your time and a very, very good cause. It's been our pleasure having you here. Thank you very much, Chali'Inaru.
Oh my God. Thank you, Prof. And thank you, Jason.
Shout out to Jason.
Shout out. And I appreciate the time. Thank you. And everyone, I appreciate it. We're forever grateful. UCTP thanks you. I thank you. Healing BORIKEN thanks you. Love, peace.
The Oddball Show is a production of JP Line Productions and Oddball Magazine. Please do come check us out at our respective websites and follow us on our social media. Also, leave us a review on iTunes if it strikes your fancy and if you're having a good time here on the podcast. UTEC Lowell this Thursday night, and make sure to check out all the pertinent links that have a lot to tell you about an important situation in Puerto Rico. Thank you, as always, for joining us here on the Oddball Show, and we will see you back soon for our next cast. Good night.
This is the Oddball Show, a podcasting collaboration from JP Line Productions